happened to you, to the podcast?
Life. What can we say?
Yeah, life happens and you need to let it.
The goal was 50 episodes by the end of the year. And
That's a good goal.
where are we? Let me just quickly
We
find
might
out.
do 5 next week.
5 next week.
We need to be ready, you know?
We're on 30 episodes and we've just passed the halfway mark of the year, so we have a bit of leeway. Yeah.
We can't get really comfortable.
What do you mean?
We need to keep consistent.
I'd like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll like that.
Yeah, we actually had like listeners like when we started up again and we were consistent, which was new. Yeah. So
Cool.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I think it's just better for me. But it's
not
amazing.
about the listeners. It's about accomplishing the goal and just being able to trust yourself. You know, in terms of like I can like do something that I set my mind to.
Exactly.
So let's do this. So this is the 30th episode, you said?
This is the 31st. We've done 30.
Wow, okay. 31st. Just like the years you've been on Earth.
Ooh, is it? Am I not 32?
Yeah, but the first year doesn't
Oh, the first year doesn't count. Yeah, sure.
count. Just kidding. I forgot it.
I forgot to be honest. That's why I didn't correct you with confidence.
Yeah, but this is your 32nd year. You haven't lived 32
You know what?
years.
That's fucking true.
Exactly.
I knew the maths.
We're correct.
Yeah. I knew there was a reason that I didn't correct you harshly.
There you go. So what are we talking about today?
So today we're talking about my 17th job. My 17th job. I'm starting to wonder if my 17th job. Was this actually my 17th job? It might have been my 16th job or my 18th job. Because, yeah, but I don't know. Like, it's all a blur and I didn't work a lot at this job, but yeah. So I got it around this time. It's probably 17th,
Great.
just on average. The thing is, I don't think it's my 16th job because I remember, like, still being a bit of a bitch when I took the 16th job. Like, it was good, but I was like, yeah, I still take these kinds of jobs. And then this job, I was like, wow, like, this job is, like, really, like, making my balls feel, like, massive, you know? But also, the job after this is the job I took in direct response to the last job at the event company being so shit. So
Maybe some of them happen around the same time. No?
they did. Like, especially now, this is when I start, like, I have 5 jobs. There'll be a time where I have 5 jobs at once. I think with not my next job, but the job after my next job, I'll have 5 jobs. So.
Okay, I'm going to start taking a shot every time you say job.
Job, okay.
What's a job?
Okay, so the job is being a prop master at a TV station. Wow. That sounds really good on paper. Like, that sounds really good when I say it like that.
Really interesting, yeah.
When I communicate it like that. But we'll get into the nitty gritty and it'll be a bit less than glamorous.
Okay, spoiler alert.
So that's how that's how the job was presented to me. I remember getting the interview, and when I got the interview, like, I did it over Skype because it was like an international company. And when I did the interview over Skype, they mentioned like one thing that I used to put on my interview, which was like Time Magazine Person of the Year. I think like 2006.
Your resume.
Yeah. Because everyone was Time Magazine Person of the Year that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, almost everyone. Technically not everyone, but yeah, you can put yourself on.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Well, what's that? I didn't get it." And then I told them, and then they're like, "Oh, that's so clever." And I was like, "Finally, someone fucking gets it." Anyway, they hired me, and as glamorous and cool as it sounded, it was pretty cool. But what it actually was so like when you watch infomercials and like they clean like the dirty things with their cleaning products.
Yeah.
So it would be my job. It would be my job to dirty the things,
Okay.
and then they would clean them like during the show. And it's pretty cool. It's a unique job. Yeah. I think it's probably the only job where like my degree sort of came in handy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's nice.
Yeah, it's related somehow.
And it wasn't exactly at the TV station. It was at the company doing the infomercials at the TV station. So I was working for them, not the TV station, but I would work at the TV station, and the people at the TV station started to get to know me, and yeah, I felt like I was almost working at the TV station. Like I got like a lot of, yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff. I felt like I was in with the crew, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do.
And yeah, this was a job where I was like, okay, like I'm starting to like get a bit of like a bit more self-confidence, putting up less with like being taken advantage of, and like the pay for this job was pretty low, but it was, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it was really chill, and like the boss didn't really give a like the boss didn't care. Like the boss only cared, like I had to be there at the start of the day and I left at the end of the day, but maybe I wouldn't do that much work in between. The only work I had to do was like dirty things, and then after that it's just like I could sleep really. Like there was one time where I did sleep, like because I was so fucking tired. Because yeah, basically what would happen is like let's say like the boss would come in like, or the guy, as you'll see later, because I helped out other people as well.
Yeah.
So the guy would come in on Friday. We'd shoot on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then they'd leave like Sunday night. So it would be like 3 very intense days of like just setting shit up. And at the start, like they really held my hand at the start. Like the boss who's the owner of the company who like did the infomercials as like the talent. He would like he knew how to do everything, and like I was just there to make his life easier, right? But on that first day, I remember it was me, the boss, the guy that did my job before me. Yeah, so it was us 3. So like they didn't even really need me there, but they brought me on to just like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just to like make my transition easier, right?
Okay.
So like they had that sort of air about them where it's like, they're not there to make your life difficult. Like just because you're the employee, like your life's not meant to be difficult. And it was like nice, like sort of getting the hang of things without there being a lot of pressure. And then I remember the second time they came, it was just me and the boss, and like again, like pretty like low pressure. Like I was just trying to absorb as much as possible, and I did. And then I think by the third time they came, like I knew how to do pretty much everything. And yeah, that's when it would be like, okay, Michael, so like maybe on the first day, like let's do it together, and then on the second day, like I would just choose my own hours. So he'd be like, I need this ready by this time, like I need everything set up by this time. So I just come in whenever I want, like get it done, and just chill, and then they would come do the shoot, dirty everything, and then again it's just like, okay, the next recording is in 3 hours, so just have everything ready, and then that would just happen like a few more times that day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you by yourself?
Pretty much. Yeah, like after a while, he just like left me by myself, and he just went and chilled, like essentially.
And how do you find this job?
I can't even remember. Like it's definitely online. Like, and yeah, maybe I got the job because the pay was pretty low, but it was like, it was like in my field technically. Like it was like experience in a recording studio, like at a TV station. Like I got to talk to other people working there. I got to learn a little bit. Like I went into like the editing room. I sort of saw how like the cameras there worked, which the cameras are like insane inside like TV studios. The lighting, just I don't know. Like I just got to be in that environment, which is I think really important. And not that I gained heaps from it. Like I did gain from it, but it was just nice. Like
Yeah.
maybe that's why no one else went for the job. But yeah, I'm used to working like weird jobs that I don't know. I don't know how to explain those weird casual jobs that you work once every few months.
Yeah. But how do you know that no one else went for it?
I'm just guessing that no one else went for it. Maybe they could like sense that it was a little bit like I mean I'm sure people went for it, but I don't think the competition was that crazy. I want to say. Yeah, I wish I actually asked more about like why they hired me, to be honest. But
Because you were the person of the year.
I was the person of the year. That's true. That's true. But it's just like that was the only job I've pretty much ever gotten that was like had some sort of semblance of like, oh, it'd be good if you had this degree because like you can't really have experience for this because it's such a fucking weird role.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only time where that's happened. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why it would have been good to know because I've sort of never really gotten another job based on my degree. So.
So how long were you there for?
Maybe like a year and a half.
Oh,
maybe
okay.
like 4 or 5 like weekends of recording.
What? In a year and a half, you only did 4 weekends?
4 or 5, yeah. And one of them was with another company for like a friend of the owner. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like an every weekend kind of job.
No. See, that's because they would come from England to sell their products.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I missed that. And what happened? Why did it stop? Like.
So this is so weird. So the last weekend I did for them, so obviously the boss had hired me to replace the other guy, and like the other guy went to England to work, and then the boss had hired someone else from England to come and do these shows, and to replace him. So he didn't, because he was like literally the CEO, and he's doing like, he's like working as talent. So he hired this woman. And he was supposed to just like this was gonna be the last time he came. It was me, him, and the new woman. I forget her name. And he was like, "All right, Michael. So like I've set you up. I've set her up. You guys are all good. Like, it's gonna be you and her. Like from now on.
Forget about me.
Forget about me." Anyway, that week, like, just coincidentally, I want to mention this because that weekend was like super fucked. Like I was waking up like 5 a.m. and like leaving the. So what I would do is like I'd wake up early. I'd wake up early. Like set everything up. We'd do all the shows, and then after everything was done, like I would stay late and like start setting everything up for tomorrow. But I'd get fucking tired. I'd leave around 7 p.m. and then I'd come in early the next day as well to make sure everything was set up. And like I probably came in a bit earlier than I needed to, but A, they didn't give a shit, so that's like more money in my pocket, and B, like it just made everything less stressful, and it meant that when they come in, like everything's ready.
Yeah.
Like, so because I sort of dictated my own hours, like I didn't dictate my own hours, like all that I had to do was make sure everything was done. As long as that was done, they sort of didn't care.
Yeah.
So I was working heaps. I was working like 14 hours technically, I guess, a day, like not including travel time. And like so I was coming in so early that no one was even at the TV station. So like one of the guys from the TV station was like, "All right, I'm going to give you these keys so you can let yourself in. Like I shouldn't be doing this. Like please, you have to like get these keys back to me like on the last day. Otherwise like I'm going to get fucked."
Oh
essentially.
God.
So I worked heaps of hours. I have a funny story also about that last day, which we'll get to. And I basically just wrote like an email being like, "Hey, can we just like discuss like overtime or like some different like, let's discuss like payment a bit more," because the money that I was getting after was like nothing, even though I was working like so much. You know what I mean? But with that said, like everything else was like amazing. Like You know what I mean? It's just like I've never gotten an opportunity like that since. So the opportunity itself was great, but if the money was like better, it would have been perfect. You know.
Yeah.
And like towards the end of my jobs, there's a job that I worked like that was sort of similar where it was like fucked up hours and everything was fucked up about it. But you know, sometimes I would work 1 week and like that would be like enough money for me to live for like a couple months maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very. I sent that email and then like he didn't respond and I was like, oh fuck, man, did I like fuck things up? Did I make it awkward? I don't fucking know what. I don't know. And then like a week later, he was basically just like, hey Michael, we're going to be.
Parting ways.
Yeah, we're not coming to Australia anymore. Like we're not coming to do the infomercials anymore because it's just not worth it. Like basically they didn't make enough sales. And it was sort of around Brexit as well. So I don't know if that was like had anything to do with it.
Probably.
Some people were saying that, but I don't fucking know.
Yeah, most likely.
So I think what I did was like I basically my last shift was like me alone. I went to the TV station. I put all the shit in boxes because they just had like a storage room there of all their crap. Just put it in boxes and like someone from there sent it to them, I guess, and that was it. And I think so. So I think the CEO like what the company won like environmental sustainability like award or something like best new business in the UK or something, and like the guy got to like got the award from the Queen and like
What?
yeah. So the guy like met the Queen from like how good the business was or how I don't know whatever
The same
accolades.
business you work.
Yeah. So I don't know, and like when you hang around those people, they just sort of like I don't know, they have like big balls essentially. I don't know how to like say it. They just have big balls, like they just don't give a fuck about anything. Like in a good way. Like
Yeah, confident.
yeah, it's just like they've got enough money that like, you know, if their business fucking completely failed tomorrow, then they'd be fine. You know what I mean? So, and I don't know, like I like these sort of people where they have that attitude, not like so much because of money, just because of the attitude, because it sort of rubs off on you. So I feel really good working with them. And I remember once like, so what they would do is like they would rent out the storage space, but then the guy had another friend from Canada who like came and did cleaning products as well. And he would like go half with the storage unit essentially. Yeah. So one time when he came, like because Rob, who was like the owner, was saying like so like, oh yeah, Michael's good. That guy, like I ended up working for that guy for like 1 weekend as well.
Okay.
And this guy was just like I don't think anyone has ever like boosted me like in a workplace environment more than this guy. Like he just like I don't know. And he as much as like Rob was like fine with me sort of doing whatever, like this guy was like even more fine with me doing whatever. You know what I mean? And he had like he would always just try to like he knew that like I was a filmmaker, that I was into this shit. So he would just every little thing he would just be like, oh Michael, like let me tell you about this. You know what I mean? Like even though he sort of didn't give a shit, he just knew that I gave a shit and he would just try to help me out.
That's cool.
And I remember one time he was like, oh, let's go to lunch, Michael. Like I'm paying. Actually, Rob's paying because we're using his credit card. Like I don't know how that worked, but he's just like, just get whatever the fuck you want. And you know what I mean? It's just like.
Yeah, like life's easy.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know. I think every now and then we need like not we need, but it's really nice to get a little bit of like a you're the fucking man sort of attitude pushed onto you, and that's what both of those guys did, Rob and Howard. And yeah, it was nice.
Have you ever reached out? Now that you're in Europe.
Yeah, the funny thing is, like, Rob was like, and then after I worked with Howard, like, Howard talked me so much up to Rob. Rob was like, the next time he saw me, he was like, fucking hell, Michael, like, what'd you do for this guy? He would, like, not shut up about, like, how good you were or whatever. It's like, yeah.
Look at you.
But yeah, he was basically like, look, yeah, we gotta part ways. But yeah, if you're ever in, like, England or whatever, you know, if like you can come take a tour of like the factory or however, I don't know how they make the thing, but basically like you're welcome to come visit and
Fuck yeah.
yeah, like let us know. I don't know if he said like let us know if you're here, like maybe we can sort of like work out or something, but yeah, I don't know. Like,
Dude, is the company still working?
Yeah.
Let's call.
Let's call. I don't know. Maybe.
Why not?
I
Maybe
don't know,
just
what am I
send
gonna
him
do?
an email. Just say like, "Hey, I've been thinking about you. You know, I'm in Europe.
Oh shit.
Maybe I can do some copywriting for your company.
That's true.
Wink,
That's
wink.
true.
Maybe send him this link.
Maybe send him this link. Yeah, this is like
You're the man, Rob.
I don't know. Have we ever said so many good things about a workplace? Like
No, I think this is the best one yet.
yeah.
Especially the employer.
Yeah, no, like just that was like different. That was on another level, you know.
How many years ago was this?
Roughly 8.
I bet Rob is gonna
Maybe
be
7.
stoked to hear from you.
Probably, but that's just because he's just like they're just that type of person, you know. These
Yeah,
guys.
and you're lovely.
I'm alright.
You're a good worker, and he's gonna be. Oh my god, yes, excited to have you back.
What a sequel that would be.
Ah,
We'd have to go all the way to
That's
the
for
last
the last
episode to
episode,
like
yeah.
come full circle.
and we're gonna have Rob as a guest.
Fuck yeah, that'd be pretty interesting.
Wow.
I think so. I think he literally started the company because like the washing detergents were like really sensitive on his partner's skin. So basically, they come up with like a new
Formula.
yeah, and it's like yeah, it's basically like it's not even like
Is it vegan, bro?
I don't know, but it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's really efficient.
Your
Yeah.
favorite.
It's really
Also,
efficient.
if it's like no harsh chemicals, no like this and that, it's probably 100% natural.
Maybe.
It's probably 100% vegan.
I don't know about all that, but you know, here's another
Okay,
cool
that's
thing that I
kind of-
learned. Basically, you know everything they say in infomercials, like they have to not lie. Basically, if you get caught lying, that's like you're fucked.
In
Like
Australia.
yeah, everything, but probably all around the world because like they did. So like they would pay scientists. They would like literally hire scientists to like run tests so they could like say statistics about their products compared to other products. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and that freaked me out because I was like, oh, this is interesting, and then like somewhere along the way I'd learnt like, oh no, everything they're saying is true, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like this is ridiculous. Like everyone should have these products. Like they would have like 10 boxes of like normal detergent, and they would be like this like our one like thing of detergent like takes you through as many watches as like these 10 boxes. I'd be what the fuck, like that's all right. My first thing was like that's fake, right? But then apparently not.
Have you ever seen the product in?
No, I don't think so. I don't
Supermarket?
think you can buy it from supermarkets.
Oh.
Yeah. I've seen one of Howard's products like at supermarkets, which I'm guessing just comes from the same sort of factory in China, but it's just like a sponge, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah. But Rob's products, which is like all the cleaning products, like no. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's still
It's interesting.
operating, no?
Yeah, still operating. Like it's like an interesting
It's going
world that,
well.
I don't know. I'm assuming it's going well. I mean, he fucking met the Queen because the business was so good. So I don't know.
Not many people can say that.
Not many people can say that, especially these days. You know?
Well, I mean, if you're like 1 hour flight away from him, I think this is a reunion.
Maybe, you know. But if we go to England, there's other people I have to visit first. So.
Yeah, but Rob.
Yeah, I think you know. There's been so many years that like other people have like treated me well in employment. So, but like the way I'm talking to you now is just like back then, like no.
Yeah.
This was like
Like
a
from the
fucking-
other 31 episodes that we've been through, this is like the first great job. Is like the only one
Yeah.
ever. So it's like, why do you part ways with
I
Rob?
know. I was honestly just
And
like
it was
this. Please.
Yeah, like it was the first kind of experience in your field.
Yeah.
Kind of. But yeah. I don't know. Maybe you don't know. Life is like so full of surprises.
Yeah.
You never know. What are you gonna say?
You never know. Well, yeah, I was gonna say like it was really hard, like the shifts, but I was so excited that okay, like I've worked like even though I haven't worked for them that many shifts, like I've worked for them for X years, like 1.5 years. And I was like, oh, that's so good because like I've got like real experience, like even though it's like not real, like it's sort of real, but it's not real. But it's like I've worked there for so long that it's like good experience to put on your like it looks good on your resume. Yeah. I remember being so excited about that because I was like, oh, and I'm definitely gonna get another job like doing production stuff. Didn't really happen.
Dang.
Yeah. So a funny story. One time when I went early, this was towards the end. They were, like everyone was getting really familiar with me, and the people at the TV station were just like, "Oh, you can just use the green room, like the talent's green room, and just use it. That's fine." Like there's all these drinks there, like coffee, tea, blah blah blah, all this cool stuff, and a nice toilet, if I may.
I'm scared.
You should be scared. So I went in early one day before everyone got there. I finished setting everything up before everyone got there, and I thought this is going to be a great time to take a nice big steaming dump.
Work well done.
And as nice as the toilet was, it didn't have any windows. Right? And it was quite small, the cubicle. It was like a private cubicle, but it was small, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, I took a big shit, and I went to flush, and it flushed, and my shit didn't flush.
Oh my god. It was too fatty.
Oh no, it was just, I made full use of the talent, of the talent fucking, what's it called, the talent toilet.
Oh my god.
And the toilet stopped flushing.
Oh my god.
Turned out there was like some major blockage in the pipe, like.
You blocked it?
I don't know. Like this is why it's funny because it's like did I block it because this was like all in the whole area like of the in the whole area god. Like everyone's water was not running. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my fucking gosh, like holy shit, like I was freaking out and. You know how, like, we've had, like, blockages before in the past, and you're like, why are you so good at, like, how do you know that this is gonna work?
Yeah.
It's because that fucking day I found out what works. And what you have to do is you have to get a kettle, fucking boiling water, dishwashing soap, not the other soap, the one that's really oily, you know?
Yeah.
The one with slick to it. And you gotta fucking put dishwashing soap in the toilet, and then you gotta put boiling water to, like, flush it. And that's basically what I kept doing over and over again because...
Oh my god.
Because, like, no water was coming to the toilet. And I was, like, freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, like, not only have I clogged the toilet, but, like, no more water is coming. Like, and I'm thinking this is all me. Because I'm isolated here. No one is here. No one is on site.
Yeah,
It's just me and the fucking...
Like, you learn later that it was, like, the whole...
I learned later that it was everything, but I was also like, did I do that? Like, did I block the pipes of the entire neighborhood?
With all the toilet paper that you use.
Yeah, also that, yeah.
Shit.
And you know what, the one bad thing about using the dishwashing soap is that, like, so much, it froths so much, so you can't even tell if your shit is flushed. You know what I mean? So I would flush and then I would just stand there looking at it. Like waiting for the bubbles to go down before anyone else came and like they were like, oh, that's so interesting. I went to take a shit. Michael's the only one that's here. What the fuck did you do, Michael? We just let you in the green room, the talent room, and you fucked us. Oh my gosh, you know what else I did? You know what else is fucking cool? Like we'd be in the green room and I would be having Milo. And like Rob and the new woman, they were like, what the fuck is with you and Milo? Like, and I was like, dude, have you ever tried Milo? And they were like, no. So like I fucking introduced them to Milo. They were like, this is the best thing ever. Thank you, Michael. You are the best.
Really?
Yeah, are you fucking kidding? Milo is like one of the best fucking things. Like.
I like Colacao better.
Well, you're fucking wrong with all due respect. Like, Australia doesn't have many things. Like, when you're like, oh, what's Australian cuisine? It's like fucking Lamingtons and fucking chalky milk, right?
And Vegemite.
And Vegemite. But when you when you go to like China,
Milo.
they're like, oh yeah, we have noodles and fucking Beijing duck, and you know what I mean. They say all these dishes, and in Australia, you're just like, yeah, like fucking
Fish and chips.
Vegemite. But fucking fish and chips isn't even ours. Anyway, Milo's one of the cool things that's ours. It's not like really a dish, but it's one of the cool things that's ours. And
It's not a dish.
I know, but it's all we have.
It's not even something to be.
That's because you are fucking Spanish and you actually have good shit to be proud of. Like, let me fucking take this.
Maybe let's be proud of coffee if you want to be proud of something.
Yeah, but that's not like a thing. That's, you know what I mean?
It's like a concept.
It's a concept, and people don't understand. people have no fucking idea.
The
Like,
cafe.
when I go to Cyprus, my cousin's like, oh, let's go get a coffee. The coffee is really good. I'm just like, first of all, every coffee on this fucking country like fucking sucks in comparison to my country. So like why don't you like?
Isn't Cyprus your country?
Yeah, I know, but just like I don't like people being like, oh, come do this. It's
Yeah,
like
I'll show
really
you
good.
the real truth.
I'll show you the thing, and it's just like, all right. Like unfortunately, like Cyprus has beaches and coffee, and that's what they think is their claim to fame. Little do they know that Australia has beaches and coffee as well, and that I'm not gonna say we shit on them, but like, you don't
How
like you're not
patronizing.
gonna wow me with coffee and beaches. Like I've already been wowed to the fucking limit.
How patronizing.
Yes, it is patronizing.
So you're doing what you hate that people do to you. Pretty much.
No, because see that's the thing.
Yeah, because you're putting Australia over Cyprus.
I'm not putting Australia over Cyprus. What I'm putting is like when people are just like, oh, come try our coffee. You've never tried coffee like ours. Like, bitch, like, take a fucking seat. All right? And it's like, come try.
They're not saying this is the best coffee.
They're saying this is the best coffee. No,
You coffee like ours.
You
You're
haven't been to
shit yourself.
Cyprus. You haven't been to Cyprus to like.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I bet you can't
Invite me, Cypriots.
Yes. Anyway, the good thing is like after I like we had that little Milo moment and Milo experience, they fucking like as a farewell gift, they fucking gave me like the biggest tin of Milo.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, it took me like so fucking long to drink it. Like, and you know when you have Milo, you always like you do little like you start off with a packet, right? Let's say there's like 30 servings to the packet.